Hi there, my name is Dawn, and I am just one of many people suffering from CCSVI, which leads to, in my belief, multiple sclerosis. A little bit of background here for you. Last October, which was about 2 months after my 42nd birthday, I woke up one morning and my right leg was numb. I'm an active person, so I kind of thought that maybe I just, worked out too much, or I'd slept on it funny, and just kind of wrote it off. This was on a Monday morning, and stuff happens. So that was fine, and as the week went on, by the midweek, I was unable to use my right hand to pick up a pen, or to write my name, or to grab a fork. By the week's end, I wasn't able to talk anymore, and I got scared. My boyfriend thought that I was having a stroke, so did I. So he took me to the local emergency room, where upon being in triage, they noticed that the right side of my face was completely numb and droopy. I couldn't use my right arm. I couldn't use my right leg. Well, I could use it, but I kind of dragged it behind me as I hobbled into ER. I was immediately admitted and tested. I had a CT scan. I had Doppler ultrasound to see if I had clogged artery, I should say, which is kind of odd now because I have been diagnosed with MS, and Doppler ultrasound is something that is forbidden for me to have now. But at the time, they sent me for those tests as well as an MRI. And I was in the hospital for about 4 days, and they sent me home saying that a neurosurgeon would contact me and discuss the situation of my recovery of my stroke. So a couple weeks went by, and I went to go see the neurologist, who told me the good news was that I didn't have a stroke. I had MS. MS? What the heck is MS? That's something that I never saw coming. And he said from what he saw on my MRI that I had multiple lesions, which is the sclerosis, on my brain, and that he would like to send me for further testing because I was also experiencing numbing and tingling in my torso, which turns out it's because I have the scar tissue, the sclerosis, not only in my brain, I also have it in my spine. And that he would be officially diagnosing me with MS if one of two things happened. If I had a lumbar puncture, which they look for chromosomes and spinal fluid, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but there's something in there that they can officially diagnose you with, or if I had a second MS attack. So I was just supposed to sit and wait for the lumbar puncture appointment. I will let you know that my first attack started to end around Christmas Day. It was a great Christmas present. I felt better. And by the first of the year, back to normal. What's this MS stuff? I don't have it. I felt completely normal. And my appointment was scheduled to go for the lumbar puncture. And about a week before that, which was March 8th, I experienced my second MS attack. This time, my right leg, I couldn't lift it at all out of the bed, and I knew it was back. So I went to see my doctor a couple days later, and he officially diagnosed me with MS. I didn't need the lumbar puncture anymore. I guess that was some good news. That he would be sending me to the multiple sclerosis clinic at McMaster University, where I would discuss my treatment options with them. So that second attack, like I said, I couldn't use my right leg. I kind of dragged it behind me for 8 weeks or so. I had what felt like a death grip, like somebody was squeezing as hard as they could on my right forearm for 8 weeks. I couldn't use my right hand because it was like somebody was literally grabbing my right arm and I couldn't use it. My speech is somewhat impaired. Not as bad as it was the first time, but it's still there. My ability to swallow again. The brain fog, I totally understand that now. I'm unable to recall dates, times, appointments, people's names, things like that. So as that continued, I expected it to last for a couple, 8 weeks like the first attack. And I started being able to walk again about the end of May without the foot dragging. So I figured my attack was over, but other than the foot dragging, that's the only symptom that has actually stopped since my second attack. And I've got a strange feeling in my left hand now, which came upon me about a week ago. It's just an odd, tingling, tight feeling in my left hand. As well, from my right chest down to my right foot, it feels bruised. I always feel like if somebody touches me, I feel like I've got a bruise or a really, really bad sunburn, which I guess is part of the CCSVI. I was actually at my sister's pool a couple of weeks ago, and they were all saying how cold the water was, and I'm like, no, the water's great, go on in. And I put my right foot in. I couldn't, it was fine to me. Then I put my left foot in, and it was like, whoo, this is cold water. But it was odd. I stepped down even further, and I got up to my waist, and I said to my sister, you know what, it's not that the water is cold, because I can feel the cold water on my left side. I couldn't feel that the water was cold on my right. But not only that, I couldn't feel the sensation of actually having water on my skin. There was absolutely no sensation of anything touching my skin, water, heat, whichever. And it still continues on to this day to feel really, really cold when I touch it. So I just thought I would make a video documentary, I guess, journal of my symptoms, because I was hoping to do it while I was having my second attack, but I haven't figured out this camera thing. And now that the second attack seems to be over, I'll continue doing this. My hope is that if I have another attack, which I don't want to have because they're awful, that at least I'll have some kind of documentation of what MS does to me before I have them, and after and during, so that if if I lose the ability to walk and talk again, at least I'll have some kind of documentation of it. And in the meantime, I just pray I don't get another attack, and that I get liberation. Liberation for us all. Sorry to get weepy, but these attacks suck. Thanks for watching.